So I have 4 measuring spoons: 1/8, 1/4, 1/2, and a whole. So, how many eighths make up a half? And I think the answer is 4. We're going to see.
We might need a little more water in our cup. Yep. So what's your equivalent fractions?
4 eighths make up a half, 1/2.
Okay.
So let's do how many? Let's do how many 4s make up a whole. So the answer is I think it's 4. So 2, 3, 4.
Were you right?
I was right.
So what's your equivalent?
So 4 fourths make up a whole.
Good. Okay. How can you use all 3 of these to fill that up? What can you do?
Well,
Talk it through.
I could try maybe doing 1 scoop each
Okay.
to see what.
Well, how much will that give you? You know how much these are worth.
So 1/8.
You have 1/8, 1/4, 1/2, and 1 whole. So think of your equivalent fractions and how can you put them together to use all 3 of these and make a whole.
Well,
Do you need to write it down?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, get your marker. And what do we talk about if you were putting fractions together? What do you have to do?
So we would write them like down, and then we would.
How do you add up fractions?
Well, you would plus the numerator and the numerator.
No. What do you have to do to the denominator?
Oh, you have to make it equal.
Okay, so what are your 3 things here?
There's 1/8, there's 1/4, and there's 1/2.
Okay, so write those down.
So 1/8, 1/4, and 1/2.
Okay, and this is a whole thing, and so that's how much?
Well,
Like equivalent fractions. What do you think your denominator is going to be with all of them? If you have to get a common denominator, what works with all of them? Think about your equivalent fractions. Don't mark on your face. What do all 3 of those go into?
Well, they all go into
Do all of them go into 2? Can 8 go into 2? Can you divide 2 by 8?
Yes.
You have lost your mind. Well, you can, but you don't know how to yet.
What?
I think you're saying it backwards. 8 can divide by 2.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay, come back over here, please. Okay. Now, what do you think your denominator is going to be? What can all 3 of these denominators multiply to get to? Multiply by something to get to. Okay. All 3 of those can be what? You have a whole one. So how many of these make a whole this?
That would be 2.
Okay.
That would be 4 and 8.
Okay. So this is either 2 out of 2, 4 out of 4, no, 2 out of 2, 4 out of 4, 8 out of 8, right? Okay. That looks very similar to all 3 of those, right? Well, if you have 4 out of 4, can you change the 8th to be a 4? Remember, you've got 1s on the top of them. So you can't divide, right?
Yeah.
Right, because 1's as low as it gets.
Yeah.
Okay, until you're starting to talk about, fractions and decimals.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can't divide, so you're going to have to multiply things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's multiply those. What can we multiply by 2 to get something? 4 times something equals that same something, and 8 times something equals that same something.
Well,
What can go into 8?
4.
Think of all your factors of 8. So start with 1. 1 times 8 is?
8.
Okay, so now what's next? We start with 2.
16.
No, not times 2. What goes into that?
Oh.
What numbers multiply to make that?
4. 2 times 4. And then...
Oh, look at there. You have 2 times 4 here, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So then you'd have 4 times 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does 4 times 2 make 8?
Yeah.
So they can all be multiplied and make 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's make that. Make the denominator 8. Do we need to change anything?
Well, we don't need to change.
Do we need to change anything for that one?
No.
Okay, so let's write it down. Okay, now let's make that be 8ths. So what's your denominator?
It would be 8.
And what's your equivalent? 1/4 is the same as?
1/4 is the same as...
Remember, how'd you get from 4 to 8?
By timesing 2.
Okay, and if you do it to the bottom, you have to...
Do it to the top.
Right.
2, 8.
Yes. Okay.
And then this one, 8. Then...
What's the same as 1/2? How do you get from 2 to 8?
Times 4.
Okay. If you do it to the bottom,
You have to do it to the top.
really? You said 1 times 4 and got 8?
Oh.
That's impressive. I have never seen such math. What is 1 times 4, Goofy? Okay. Now look. 4 is half of 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 is half of 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 is half of 6.
Mm-hmm.
2 is half of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know they're equivalent with half, because they're half.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now you have all these, right? You have one of each of them, but you can refill them as many times as you want to. Okay? You have to use all of them at least once, but you can use them 2, 3, 4 times as long as you use each of them once. You're trying to make this. This is the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how much is the whole thing? What's its equivalent?
Well, it would be 8 eighths.
Mm-hmm. Because our denominator is 8, right? Mm-hmm. So let's write that over here. Or down here, or somewhere, just to remember. In fact, we can set us up a little equation, right? Because we're trying to make it equal 8 eighths, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can say equals 8 eighths. So just put equals. So you know you have to use all 3 of these, right? So how much do you have?
Well, so these, the numerators plus them, so 1 plus 2 plus 4,
Mm-hmm.
that would be 7, so I would need 1 more.
1 more what?
1.
It's, how much is this total?
1/8 more.
Okay, so how would you use these 3 to fill that up?
Well, you would have to make all the dominators a.
No, that's how you do the math. How would you use these actual physical spoons?
You would do this. You would do.
So what did you do here? What did you say?
Well, here I said, so 1 plus 2 plus 4 equals 7, and we need to do 1 more.
Okay.
So
1 more what?
1 more 1/8.
Okay.
So we would have to do this twice.
Okay. And then?
And then you would do this one 2 times. And
is that what you did? Did you change that amount, or did you just change the fraction?
now we changed fraction.
Yeah, that's equivalent, right? So 2 eighths, 2 of these is the same as 1 of these, right? So 2 of these is the same as 1 of those? So did I change that amount? Did you change that amount?
No.
No, so you use...
So we would do one of these, and then for this we would do 1 of these,
Mm-hmm.
and then it should equal 1/2.
Okay, let's see.
So,
Good.
so I do 1 of these.
What is that?
This
Your
is
thing's upside down.
this is 1/2.
Okay.
So 1/2.
Okay.
1/4. Then 2 1/8. 1 2.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Your math was right. Yay!
I was about to put this in the water.
This one. Yeah, you put the water in the water.
So, I'm going to do my 8s on a board.
Not your 8s.
I mean, my 6 on the board. So, I'm going to get like a few boxes down. I'm going to draw it 6 through. I'm going to draw the line through 6 boxes. 3, 4, 5, 6. So then you would end with a 1 and start with a 0.
Mm-hmm.
So you would first draw a line here
Why there?
because that's the middle.
Okay.
Or
You're splitting the line in,
halves,
which is why that is labeled as.
1/2.
There you go.
And then
What else do you have to do? Is that all you have to do so far?
I have to do third.
No, I mean right now, that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you would draw a line here, and I think a line here. No.
Not this one. That's hard to do with black on.
Here. And so this would be
How many pieces did you split it into with those 2 lines?
I split it into 4.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Because that's not part of this.
oh, so it's thirds.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm supposed to start. I got it without that.
What were you supposed to start with?
I think I was supposed to start without the half.
Without the half?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a half on there. It's okay. You're going to have to know half anyway with 6.
6. So this would be 1/3.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I told you that's not part of what you just drew.
I know.
You don't listen to me? You never
This
listen?
would be to have 2/3.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be 3/3. So this, and then 3/3.
What would it also be? You didn't do it for your half drawing. What is it over 2?
It would be 2 halves.
Okay. How do you write 0 as an equivalent fraction?
Well,
What do you think?
I don't know. Zeros.
Not 0 zeros.
0.
Well, if you split into halves, what would 0 be?
0 halves.
Mm-hmm. If you split into third, what would 0 be?
0/3.
Yeah. That's it.
And then, so 2 halves. So I'm just not going right with 0.
It's fine.
And so now
It's just
I'm going to
fantastic knowledge to have.
split it into 6.
Okay.
1 there. 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
So then this would be 1, 6, and this would be 2, 6, which is the same as 1/3.
Mm-hmm.
And then this would be 3, 6, which is the same as 1/2.
Mm-hmm.
And then this would be 4, 6, which is the same as 2/3, and then 5, 6, which is the same as nothing.
It's the same as 5 6.
Yeah.
It's the
And
same
then-
as 10 12s.
And then this would be 6. 6 equals 1 whole, or 3/3, or 2 halves.
Good. Very good.